Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
This is your captain speaking, John Regan. I'll be sitting in for Vincent, at least for today and tomorrow. Vincent is supposed to be back on Thursday. If you didn't hear yesterday, the latest update I have, which is from before the show yesterday, is Vincent's mother is in the hospital. And he's going to have his usual, I'd say 2 cents, well, like this $25 worth to throw in about hospitals when he gets back. It's definitely not a place you want to be if you want to get well. And he's also got the challenges of getting the farm ready for the winter, and that's been made more difficult by all the flooding lately. So that's why I'm here to help out. And today we've got Mike Parsons on again with us. Good morning, Mike. Do we have Mike on? Just lost Mike. So we'll get Mike back on the mic. In the meantime, there's never a shortage of news. And there were a couple of items yesterday, and I'll have those links for next Monday. One. Just love technical difficulties. The choice of live radio. Well, it's getting more interesting in Turkey. Turkey apparently is now refusing Russian ships to use the straits there that go through the middle of Istanbul. So that cuts off the Black Sea for the Russian Navy, and that can only escalate things further. And and the rest of the world, the IMF did as expected and has approved the Chinese currency to be a part of the SDR, Strategic Drawing Rights. This is if I remember, the first and the largest change in the last 35 years. So that's not transitioning the reserve currency status to China, but it's certainly a step in that direction. I believe they're actually going to transition to the SDR in the interim. And in case you weren't aware a few years ago, the United States Postal Service, if you go to their website, you can check this out. Besides paying in dollars, you can also pay in SDRs. So they're all set to go to that one world currency. Do we have Mike back yet? Apparently not. Mike?
I'm with you now. Not really sure what was going on there, but the phone dropped out 3 times in 2 minutes.
I know alternative media has been getting a lot of attacks lately. The last 2 Mondays, Jeff Rentz has been pretty much knocked off the air, and he's posted the 3 hours from last night on his website, open to the public. His archives are normally, membership only, with the exception of the 3rd hour of Monday, which is his usual Fukushima update. And if you haven't been listening to that, I would recommend you go and listen to the Fukushima update from last night. The that wonderful wave of radiation that's been making its way over here. He's talking about how in Coos Bay, I don't remember the exact counts, but I know it was over 10,000 counts per minute. That is a lot of radiation. And here we are. We've got our narcissist in chief over in Paris. And these people, besides wanting to, make Al Gore a billionaire by taxing carbon, they also want to put in more nuclear plants. And that's in addition to extending the approved life of the existing plants up to 80 years. It's all I can say is the inmates are in charge of the asylum.
Well, speaking of the asylum, there was some information that you wanted to bring up yesterday, and we were going to try to cover that today. If you'd like to go ahead and jump into that, perhaps maybe I can contribute a little bit more this time.
Yeah, I've put in just 3 links for today on the prison industrial complex. And this is one of those things that I'd wanted to talk about. And then when I heard you on and Vincent talk about coming on the air and talking about some of your experiences, and then, with what happened this week, I thought this would just be an opportune time to try and put together some of what I wanted to get on the air and some of what you wanted to get on the air, because they'll really feed off each other. And, most of us don't have direct experience with prison, and at least not yet anyway. I'm sure there's people in power that would like to see that changed. And it's amazing just how bad the situation is. And I've talked about on air how there's so many laws out there that you don't even know exist. And a study says that the average American commits between 2 and 3 felonies each day. You do the math on that, that works out to about 1,000 felonies per year. Now, if you want to start thinking about serious misdemeanors, I'd say it's probably at least 10 times that. So, 1,000 felonies and 10,000 misdemeanors. If they wanted to destroy you, it wouldn't take much, because even if you were successful in defending yourself in the beginning, it wouldn't take too long to bankrupt you.
Well, that's part of the plan, is they destroy you as well as everyone else that's trying to help you by just wearing you out, just exhausting you physically, taking up all of your time, exhausting you financially, trying to take up all of your money. But this whole thing is a fraud. It's a huge scam, and it's basically a bunch of bankers and politicians who are running a ruse, a crime syndicate, the Bar Association, as they're referred to, that is basically shell the Constitution, and they're practicing a corporate policy. They call it statutes. Statutes are not law. That is corporate policy, and this is a corporation that we're dealing with. And one thing that people need to be aware of right now is this: prison training is being done upon you right now in your face, and you don't even realize the same things, the same psychological conditioning that was applied to people behind the wire is being applied to you right now. And for instance, in a prison, there are 3 classes of offenses that you could be written up for. The highest, the most severe, was a Class A, which is for people that had committed the most heinous of offenses, including murder, rape, arson, and escape. And the most heinous of all offenses, refusing to obey. That's right. If you refuse to obey an officer, they view that as the worst thing that you could ever do in a prison. Why? Think about it. If 4,000 men decided to walk out of prison, do you really think 100 guards would stand in their way? No. And this is the same thing that's going on right now. They are conditioning the public to obey. What does all of the cases of all of these unarmed people that have been shot and killed by police have in common? The cops all claim that two things, that they were in fear of their life and that the person refused to obey. No different than in prison. If you refuse to obey, these people are trained to kill you. You are the biggest threat to them when you refuse to obey, because then they lose control. And make no doubt, it's all about control. This is all it's about, total control. And right now, as we mentioned yesterday with the financial aspects of this, we the people are deciding whether to invest in stocks or bonds or derivatives or paper instruments when the corrupt government is waging war to take mines and metals, drugs, as John mentioned, oil, and weapons. Now, these are the hard assets. But see, they're playing a mind game on people when they try to get you to believe that you don't have a choice. Well, you do. First, you have to know what your choices are, and you have to declare to them who you are. You have to set yourself apart from this trap of delusion that you are part of their system. You're not. It's a fraud. You're a child of God. You're a creation in the Creator's image, and you're not a corporate entity. So you have to shed yourself of that identity and that false narrative. And if we get into a situation where we're bumping up against the bumper music, I have a hard time hearing it, so if the engineer can give me more of that feed for that bumper music, I'll try not to ramble on into the commercials. But one thing I wanted to try to do is connect a few dots today. And I know that many of us have seen things such as the Zarqawi brothers, one of them had a white backpack, one of them had a blue little backpack. But the backpack that was used with these concussion bombs, grenades, of course, we had the crisis actors there with the prosthetic actors and all this going on. This was a staged event. Most people realize that, but yet we're still led to believe this guy is going to prison for this heinous crime, when in fact there was SEAL Team 3 there with many of these large black backpacks, those of which were actually the ones containing the bombs. These were patsies. The older brother, he was a CIA operative. As we all know, bin Laden, codenamed Tim Osman, well, he too was a CIA operative on the payroll. And, of course, as he was reported to have died in December of 2001, according to the Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, just weeks. Okay, I hear the music coming in now.
Yep.
I'll hold us to the next slide.
Okay, John Regan with Mike Parsons. We'll be back after these messages.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Concerned about harmful contaminants in your water? Look to ProPure, the most trusted name in gravity water filtration systems. ProPure, with the silver-infused Pro 1 G2.0 filter, removes over 200 contaminants, including VOCs, heavy metals, chloramines, pesticides, pharmaceuticals, fluorides, and radiologicals. We don't just say it, we back it up. The Pro 1 G2.0 filter is NSF 42 certified and independently tested to meet NSF 53 and P231 standards. Pro Pure Water, the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. Purchase with confidence in quality, performance, and customer service. Take advantage of our biggest holiday 25% off sale going on now. Visit your authorized Pro Pure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com. Or call 800-544-3533. 800-544-3533.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
Are you still looking for that one iodine that you can really trust? A medical doctor-endorsed product that is backed by honest research and true integrative science? Then search no further. Go to NutriMedical.com for Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutriodine, proven time and time again to be the very best iodine available for you. Nutriodine is the only Tesla-activated monatomic plasma iodine in the world. It optimizes mitochondrial function and generation of new mitochondria, from totally neutralizing the venom from a desert recluse spider bite in Southern California to eliminating malaria parasites reported by medical missionaries in central India. Dr. Bill's Nutriodine is simply the most powerful healing formula there is. Nutriodine clears the body of all known pathogens, restores it to an alkaline state, and even promotes stem cell regeneration. Order Dr. Bill's Nutriodine today at 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Regan at the controls today. We're expecting Vincent back on Thursday. We have Mike Parsons with us talking about the prison industrial complex. And just throw in one quick thing here, one thing we talked about, and I didn't pull this out of the archives, just to remind people that they've now have it in the manual where if you oppose authority, that's now an official mental disorder. And of course, if you are, diagnosed with a mental disorder, you can have your guns taken away and rights. What rights? It's great to live in a free country, comrade. Mike?
A couple of things, John. I just sent you an email. These are some things, if you have the ability. I'm having difficulty with my website posting things right now. But there's two links. One is the PDF of the Nobody Died at Sandy Hook book. This is the full book. It was offered free. I was able to get that link the other day. And so if anyone is concerned that there could be some truth to the official narrative of the Sandy Hook hoax, if you read this and look at the photos, this will answer those questions for you. It was a hoax. Also, I've sent you a copy of this Hard Evidence of Corporate Takeover, which has the links to DUNS, and it shows the actual corporate identity numbers for the United States government corporation in every state and every city in every state. So you can look up your state, and you can verify that what you're dealing with are corporations. You're dealing with Walmart. You're not dealing with government of we the people. You're dealing with the fraud. And I also wanted to apologize a little bit earlier. We talked about off air. I have one of these off-grid alarm systems, and anytime something enters the property, comes on to the driveway, which is a half mile long, my alarm goes off, and that howling in the background is that alarm. The good thing is there are no batteries required. Just a little love and attention, and of course dog food, but that is something that people might want to consider, having alternative means of security. And there's nothing like a good friend to have around to be vigilant. Getting back to what I was talking about, this mind control, there are phenomenons out there that people are not aware of, such as false memories. And I had listened to a fellow a couple of weeks ago talk about this, and this is something that is very important for people to understand, that you can have a false memory. There are people that have false memories all the time. The downside of that is that if you or they make a decision that affects your life based on a false remembrance, then it can affect you greatly. Of course, as I said in my ministry, as in the case before I was railroaded into prison, I try to teach others on this journey on the road to truth how to connect dots. And, of course, this is an advanced class. I know you know all this, but there are new listeners all the time. Realize on a billboard, from a distance, you can see the image. But up close, all you're going to see is a bunch of dots. If you stand up on the platform of the billboard, literally all you see is a bunch of dots. You have to get back far away. And therefore, you can have a false perception based on a visual image. Also, different frequencies will affect your ability to hear things, and you might have a distraction that causes you to have a false memory. Remember, hypnosis works with about 75% of people that are smokers and those that are addicted to drugs. Simple power of suggestion can cause people to drop an addiction within an hour. So the flicker rate we've got on the TVs also can put you in a subconscious state of mind, and that can lull you into a false state of reality. And that's the problem. America has literally been lulled into a false sense of reality, and as I witnessed the other day, most people are all about the moment, instant gratification, and they don't want to deal with the inconvenience of virtue or truth. They look for what is easy, the easy road. And in the process, they unfortunately are enslaved. They become dependents and subject. And in many cases, they lose their way. They lose their minds. They don't remember. They don't know what was once a free country. And in the process, their liberties are taken and their ability to see. And I consider this. Well,
oh, we have the break. John Regan.
Commercial breaks.
And John Regan, Mike Parsons will be back in a few minutes.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
I want to be able to smoke inside, cut down on cigarettes, jog without wheezing, be kissable, and save money.
Then you want LeSig e-cigarettes. Get the highest quality, best tasting vaping experience on the market with unmatched customer service from LeSig. And right now, gobble up this deal. Buy $30 worth of any products and get a starter kit for only $5. Use code SK at checkout. But hurry, offer good only until Christmas at LeSig.com. LECIG.com. Kick some ash with LeSig.
My name is Don Wiskin. In 1994, I lost my 62-year-old father to complications of bypass surgery. In 1977, my 44-year-old brother was found dead in his apartment. He suffered a heart attack. In January of 98, my mother had a stroke and passed away in her bed. 21 days later, my 53-year-old brother passed away on his arrival to the hospital. He waited too long. In June that same year, I almost joined them at 42. What did I do? I took a 7-herb formula I now call Extendivite, made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, hawthorn, milk thistle, and valerian. Based on German studies of natural medicine, Extendivite is designed to clear blocked arteries, clean the toxins from your blood, and improve your immune system. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit our website, heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
John Regan at the controls today. I do have some resources posted on my website, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. You can click on the news tab. I have updated that with Mike's links, and if you were already on my page, you just need to refresh it, and those links should appear. The first link, Nobody Died at Sandy Hook, is a PDF for basically a 400-page book, and there's a backstory to that, too. The author was going to sell that through Amazon, but Amazon kicked into censorship mode and wouldn't allow him to sell it, so he decided to give it away for free. So you have that resource. I just ask you wait until after the show's over to start reading it. And then the corporate takeover evidence is the second link under Mike's links. So, Mike, we now have a long segment, so please continue.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Okay, I'm back with you. Great.
Okay, I was just turning it back over to you. The links are up.
Thank you, John. I'll start with a question. What happens when the institutions that we've been brought up to believe were real, government of we the people, such as, well, I guess my phone is finally fixed. Okay. Sorry about that, John. What timing? AT&T finally decides to fix my phone. But, okay, John, I've got you on line one. I've got AT&T on the other line. Go ahead, AT&T. You're on the air.
I'll let you know I got this line fixed for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your help.
All right, thanks, sir. All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay. The joys of live radio.
Sorry about that, folks. All right, back to where I was. What happens when the institutions of government that we've been raised to believe are real, government operations of we the people, such as prisons, schools, and the now 501(c) churches, what happens when those institutions become more important than the cause for which that institution was formed in the first place? How long should people who have been conditioned to become loyal to these institutions remain loyal? And at what point does loyalty to such an institution constitute abandonment of the cause? Remember, folks, the FBI and the DHS have never foiled a terrorist plot that they themselves did not create. Remember, Building 7 fell in free fall despite not being hit by a plane. These are all things that you have to consider. Remember, that FBI office at the federal building in Oklahoma, it was empty when it blew outward, not inward. All the FBI agents were across the street. Coincidence? No. And with the expiration of the Department of Homeland Security's funding that they had recently, and other things, you've got all these terrorists coming out of the woodwork now. Is that a coincidence? No. This is to condition you into accepting and begging for change to be placed around your neck and your ankles and your hands. Well, the question is we have to ask ourselves, are we to believe that our government and those people running it, they're so stupid that they would wait until these funds dry up to allow these things to happen? Yeah, pretty much. It's a staged event. Your military contractors, they want to get paid perpetually. And when it all lies in the laps of a congressman who is a board of directors of the United States government corporation, it's up to them to get you on board to go along with the sham. They have to have your acceptance, your acquiescence, your compliance, and your consent. Without your consent, they really can't do anything. And this is where we have to break the spell. We have to wake up and realize this is all a mind game that they're playing on you. And once you find out, once you learn the truth, your world will change, because then you'll know how to respond to these bureaucrats. Remember, there's a lot of people out there, and in their mind, they've been trained that seeing is believing. You know, what's that old saying, the show me state? If I can't see it, I won't believe it. Well, there's other people that are of faith that have this concept that believing is seeing. If I don't believe it, I won't see it. And that's true. If they don't believe the truth right in front of them, they will refuse to see it. And then there are others who are like owls. The more light you shine on them, the less they see. The thing that I've noticed listening to the ministries over the weekend with the holiday on Sunday and throughout the week, pure propaganda. And it reminded me of back when I was behind the wire, as it were, and there was a constant flow of preachers. And one guy in particular, he cautioned, there are those that are out there that want to kill you, and they're not of our teaching. But then throughout the presentation, he called for the destruction of those people of those faiths. He says, that's our job, is to go kill them. And then he said, well, he has a dog that lives in kind of a prison. He's in a fenced-in yard, but he's got food. He's got shelter. He has a bed. And, of course, it prevents him from running into the street and being hit by a car. And, of course, that would be the price of liberty, as he said, ironically. In his sermon, as he constantly spoke about various things, he actually mentioned the wolf being superior to the domestic dog, such as his Chihuahua. Remember, folks, freedom comes with risk. It's the freedom that makes you strong. And then he closed, submit to the authority, submit to the government, the rule of Christ, the authority of government. These are all trigger words of submission, and this is all they want. They want you to submit. But remember, folks, with government, you're under their law. With Christ, you're under grace. You're free. You're at liberty. And being free like the wolf, well, you're not a slave. You're not a subject. You're not a dependent. You're not a sheep. And you're not a chihuahua. It's up to you to decide, folks. Would you like to be independent and free, liberated and responsible? It's not that hard. It's not that easy. It's just a situation where you have to make a decision. Do you want the luxury of chains, and will you give away all of your liberties for the illusion of security? Created disasters are happening every day. They're coming at us from all angles. You have the ability to decide for yourself if you're going to follow the herd and if you're going to believe the narratives and the rhetoric, or if you're going to do some research. I mean, the reality is that the Boston bombers were staged. Sandy Hook was staged. The Aurora, Colorado shooting, well, as it turns out, this guy was in a DARPA mind control program. His public defender is now the public defender for the latest shooter. Oh, and that latest shooter, Mr. Deere out there in Colorado, turns out, well, he never was a member of any anti-abortion groups. None of the people inside of the Planned Parenthood clinic were killed. Those people that died, they had nothing to do with Planned Parenthood. They were not patients. They were not employees. No. So does this have that sort of aroma? Yeah, it does. They take these people that could be actors. The bomber for the Oklahoma bombing situation. This guy was supposedly put to death in Terre Haute, Indiana. However, back when I was doing a radio show, I spoke to one of the reporters that was there that witnessed it, and he said that they brought in what appeared to be a body underneath a sheet. They could see the chest rising and lowering, but they couldn't see who was underneath it. They turned on the machine which lowered the drugs into the arm of what was underneath the sheet. They said after 10 minutes, they said, okay, he's dead. But then as they rolled him out, they said you could still see the sheet moving up and down. Whatever was underneath there was still breathing, if in fact it was a person at all. We don't know. They can create these cut-out cardboard characters at will, and it's up to you to determine whether or not you're going to believe what they're selling. This is all Hollywood. This is their delusional state of reality that you have to realize it's a hoax. You have to come out of her, my people. You have to realize this is Satan's illusion. The great deceiver is at work because his time is short. The reality is that those people that they want you to fear, well, if bin Laden had nothing to do with 9/11, why are we still over there killing people? Why are we destroying countries? Well, it's not us. It's a corrupt government with the image of the United States. But it's not the United States of America. It's the United States corporation. That's the fraud. That's the illusion. It's time to wake up. John?
Yeah, while you were talking, it kind of reminded me, we're in our Wednesday night class at church, where we've gone from Revelation to the beginning. We're now in Genesis. And yeah, it's amazing how the same old lies continue to work. You know, you will surely not die, and you will be as gods. And that's, being used in the transhumanism movement. And if you're not aware of what that is, search for Tom Horn, and you'll find his website and a wealth of information there. And he was recently on the Hagman Show, and the CRISPR technology that we've talked about here, it's available now. It's John Reagan with Mike Parsons. We'll be back after this break.
By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use door armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, door armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your door armor is guaranteed for life. Go to invasionstopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to invasionstopper.com now. That's invasionstopper.com.
Hello?
Congratulations.
For what?
For losing all that weight. How'd you do it so fast?
ASAP.
ASAP what? What's that mean?
Are you ready to get as skinny as possible, as soon as possible, as simple as possible, and as sexy as possible?
I'm listening.
Then get with the ASAP program. It's real and it works. No smooth talk, no slick advertising, and no exaggerated claims of success.
I've got to know more.
Welcome to ASAP, as slim as possible. Whether you have 10, 20, or 50 pounds to lose, ASAP is your weight loss answer. ASAP targets the abnormal fat reserves and makes them available to be burned as fuel and contains no caffeine or hormones. Order ASAP at wholesale prices or join the team to share the business with others. Go to GCNteam.com or call 855-GCN-MALL. That's 855-426-6255. GCNteam.com or 855-426-6255. Lose weight and look great with ASAP, as slim as possible.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor period, with packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI Armor.com. Come and take it.
What would your life be like if you woke up each morning with new vitality, feeling better than you have in years, and you noticed a difference in your sleeping patterns, blood sugar levels, and had a sense of well-being overall? There's something that is changing thousands of people's lives, and you could be one of them. It's called Heart and Body Extract. Sharon Harris, co-creator of Heart and Body Extract, talks about the positive effects of Heart and Body Extract.
What happens with the formula Heart and Body Extract is it's giving the body the necessary vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, and phytonutrients so the body will heal itself. And yes, the body does have the ability to balance blood pressure, balance cholesterol, clean and unclog the arteries. It can also work on balancing the circulation for diabetics. So the body is an amazing thing. It simply needs some help so it has the tools to heal itself.
Heart and Body Extract gets results. To order your 2-month supply, call now, toll free at 866-295-5305. Order online at hbextract.com.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
This is John Regan sitting in for Vincent. Have Mike Parsons with us. And just so I want to finish up a thought on CRISPR, which I talked about going into the break. CRISPR is a DNA editing technology. And this not only works on you as an adult, they can edit your genes, but they can also edit the gene line so that whatever they edit goes into all the offspring from there on. Very, very disturbing technology. And that also has Genesis 6 implications, which would probably be another show. I believe they said we have Lauren from Ohio. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys.
guys. I'm loving this conversation, and I didn't mean to call on this, but since you mentioned it, just so people know, there's oils, essential oils called PMS.
Are you there, Lauren?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, sorry, guys. Thank you for having me. Hey, I wasn't going to call about this, but essential oils, for the people who are worried about your genes being changed, you can switch those back to the original programming that God had. In the Bible, remember when David says, purge me with hyssop? Hyssop is one of the PMS oils. Tea tree oil is another one. Marjoram is another one. What they do, they're PMS oils, phenols, sesquiterpenes, and monoterpenes. The phenols erase the reprogramming. If you're reprogramming by genetic food or whatever it is that switched that gene, made it turn different from the way God made it, the phenols wipe that clean like alcohol or vinegar washes a window. Then the sesquiterpenes take out all of the bad programming. Then the monoterpenes put back the original programming of God for your DNA. Your DNA is actually a photon-phonon receiver and transmitter. It's your uplink to God. And you're a God machine. You're His creation. And so I love the natural things that He made, but I didn't actually call about that. I am loving the conversation that you guys are having. And I want to talk about an understanding of what this country is supposed to be, because they would not be able to do what they're doing to us if we understood what this was supposed to be. So if you look at the Constitution, Article 1, Section 4, the Congress shall assemble at least once in every year, and such meeting shall be held on the first Monday in December, unless they shall by law appoint a different day. So in December, you come together. Has the Constitution been violated in any way? Nope. And you go home, right? Well, they changed the meeting date in 1933. Surprise! Article 20, Section 2. The Congress shall assemble at least once in every year, and such meeting shall begin at noon on the third day of January, unless they shall by law appoint a different day. So now they meet all year long to make up rules to tell us what to do. You must buy Obamacare. You must give us your money, the fruit of your labor, in the form of taxation. You must, they just make up all this stuff. But the whole point is, if we understood what the document was and what it was protecting, this was a nation of free kings. And you know it because when you look at the 14th Amendment, it says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction therein. That's because there's people who are not subject. Little c citizens after the 12th Amendment, they are subject. They are party to the contract that makes them a lesser party, as opposed to they're the beast man, as opposed to the superior man, the God-given man. God made the men made a club, the club made rules, codes, regulations, and statutes to manage the maids and the butlers of the club. The Congress people you were right when you said that the congressmen sitting there, they're the trustees of a bankrupt corporation. Because they incorporated this place in 1871, 1933. They keep doing it. But it's still a fraud. And it doesn't stand. In the end, if you get something through fraud, that doesn't make it right just because it's been going on for a long time. And we can correct it any time, but we have to come to a proper understanding of what the proper order of things is. And so we can have back this country, but not without some understanding. And, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Hey, Lauren, can you hold over to the next hour?
Yeah, I'd love
Great, thanks.
Okay.
We're at the top of the hour.
And we'll be back after the top of the hour news.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 pain relief hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 pain hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
I want to be able to smoke inside, cut down on cigarettes, jog without wheezing, be kissable, and save money.
Then you want LeSig e-cigarettes. Get the highest quality, best tasting vaping experience on the market with unmatched customer service from LeSig. And right now, gobble up this deal. Buy $30 worth of any products and get a starter kit for only $5. Use code SK at checkout. But hurry, offer good only until Christmas at LeSig.com. LeCig.com. Kick some ash with LeSig.
This is your captain, John Regan, sitting in for Vincent today. And for those of you that think we just went off the deep end at the end of last hour, we're actually dealing with some pretty advanced stuff here. And then if you'd like to explore that further, Dr. Ted Broer was on with Doug Hagman, I believe it was Friday, November 20th. If it wasn't that date, at least get you close. And the nature of the human body, and he gets into not only our blood, but the blood of Jesus. Very, very interesting discussion that you won't hear in your Sunday school. And I'm hoping that the world holds together at least through mid-March. I've talked about the Hear the Watchman conference. Dr. Broer is going to be there here in Dallas, and today is the last day to get the reduced price on the tickets. That link is on the top of my post for yesterday at the financialstateoftheunion.com in the news tab. Also want to give out the call-in number, 866-582-9933. And at the end of last hour, we had to interrupt. Lauren, please continue.
Wow. Well, I have to comment on the top of the news because this has to do with the solutions, which my solution's simple. Obey God. That means stop obeying illegitimate authority. He is the first commandment. Have no other gods before me. And that means when you got men telling you to do what's wrong, you better think about the Nuremberg trials and stop it. To keep your money in your pocket, quit paying tax money you don't know to people that are just robbing you. The third one's keep your children in your home or educate them privately. Make sure they get a real education. If you did not have these mass indoctrination camps, you would not be able to get away with what they're doing right now. And the last one is boycott big business. The U.S. government is the biggest corporation in the world. You need to shun them and stop participating with them. Now think about what's in top of the news they talked about. Russia to stop supporting Assad. Wait a minute. Assad was elected by his people to run his country. What are we doing there? And this is my point. We shouldn't even be there. Carbon taxes for Al Gore, for Gore and Blood. His carbon exchange. He owns Occidental Petroleum. He's got houses all over talking about you need to cut your energy use. And now he's going to tax a life cycle gas. How do adults get so dumb that they don't understand CO2, O2, sunlight? I mean, how do you not understand that you exhale gas? He's basically talking, you exhale carbon dioxide. And they're basically talking about taxing the life of a human. Okay? Then Rahm Emanuel, he's going to look into reforming the police. That's like saying Ezekiel Emanuel's looking into reforming Obamacare. I mean, this is a plan. They're doing this to us.
Yes, you're right. It's it's a heck of a racket, and the more I dig into it, the uglier the picture gets. And, I wish that, we had listened to some of the Watchmen back 20 and 30 years ago when it would have been easier to affect change. Now we're going to have to live with a lot of, what we've sown.
Not necessarily. That's the beautiful thing about it. Whom the sun sets free is free indeed. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We can get knowledge and stop this, but we've got to have the energy and the will to do it. And that means we're going to have to face some things that we don't necessarily want to face. I would suggest people go to stopthecrime.net and start looking at their actual plans, how they're working this thing, because they don't hide what they're doing. The bottom line is, if they tell you what they're doing and you lay there for it, that's fair. I don't really have a problem with the globalists. I respect them. And they respect people like me, because in the end, they can only do this with your consent. You were right when you said that they need your consent. Now, if you look at just the tools that you have in front of you right now, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence tells you the purpose of government, to protect the God-given rights of all men. Okay? The one that creates is the one that controls. If I made my garden, I control who gets to eat out of that garden and what happens to that garden. Well, God made the men. And we need to remember that as they tell us that there is no God, and you can't say, God or Lord or Jesus at, Colorado University. I mean, it's crazy what they're doing. But we don't have to let them do this. If you look at the 9th Amendment of the Constitution, the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. You have all your rights. Now, they're God-given rights. Here's the other thing you need to understand. If you look at the Article 4 of the Constitution, Section 2, the citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of the citizens in the several states. The government doesn't give you rights. They give you privileges and duties. It's a trade. It's a quid pro quo. It's a deal. So you've got to decide who your master is going to be and then obey the master. Again, they cannot control you if you do not consent, if you don't go along with it. You have to understand that the Constitution is a body of negative law to limit their behavior. The only thing they're supposed to be doing is what's listed in Article 1, Section 8. So all of us going along with all the corruption that's happening, it's our fault. We're putting our children in schools where they can mass dumb them down, mass indoctrinate them, and then we're surprised nobody understands anything. So we can change this, and it's actually a good thing, because pain's what brought me to Christ. It's what brought me to my knees, to yielding to the truth and just saying, you know what, let God be God. He's right. I'll do what he says. And that is what it's going to take. You are what you do every day. And so we have to do that which is right and good and constructive every day. Not just vote every other year, not just go to rallies and meetings, not pine and whine. I love that whining line you guys have. Not just whine about all the bad things they're doing to us, but get knowledge. You can defend from chemtrails, you can defend from bad food, you can, isn't that hard? You just have to decide that that's where you're going to focus your energy and stop giving these people your money, your time, and your obeisance. So.
Yeah, I talk about the Amish quite a bit on here too, and while I'm not recommending you become Amish. I'm recommending their model. They're independent. They're not part of the Social Security, beast system. They don't get vaccinations. They don't have autism at the rates that the rest of us do. They're raising their own food. They have their own, faith-based community. And what do we do over here with, our 21st century modern churches where we go to be entertained? We don't have a community. We just have a meeting once or twice a week where, we get to feel good. And, that's not going to, feed us for very long. I'd like to.
Their ears tickled.
Yeah. And I've got, I'd pulled up, the 13th Amendment as to read on today.
Or the new one?
The new one. To read on today's show about the prison industrial complex. And as opposed to, these 5,000-page bills we get, the 13th Amendment is very short. It is known as the where we banned slavery, so to speak. And basically everything's in Section 1. Section 2 just says Congress can make appropriate legislation. But Section 1, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime, whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. So it didn't really ban slavery. It banned involuntary slavery. So first off, you can volunteer to be a slave.
Amen. There it is.
When you sign that contract. The only involuntary is when you are convicted, which may or may not be, according to your rights. It's what they have set up for the traps to ensnare you with.
Well, no, that one's more for if you killed your neighbor's wife. You may not be volunteering, but if the evidence is there and you've had your jury trial, I mean, you've got to be punished. And that wouldn't be voluntary on your part. But you've injured another party and you had intent to do damage.
But,
so that's actually fair.
Well, that is, but I've got another link on there. What's gone on, the drug war where they're trying prohibition again without doing a constitutional amendment. All these people, a large number of the prison population are in there for using drugs. Now, I can say, drugs and alcohol are not really great things to use and abuse. A small amount of drugs, small amount of, things to, for medicinal purposes, so to speak. That's one thing. To go for the drunkenness and the mind-altering effects, that's quite another. But they have made a crime out of that in these modern times. And that's what's feeding a lot of the prison industrial complex.
True, if you look, who did they make it a crime for? They made it a crime for those people who are subject to their jurisdiction. And you were talking about the IRS and them stealing your money. If you look at the U.S. Code, USC 266013G4A, that's the termination of election to get rid of your relationship. Because when you sign that W-4, you basically enter into a relationship saying, you're my daddy, go ahead and tax me. You didn't have to, but your mama told you to, or you did because that's what you needed to do to get the job. You thought that's what you needed to do. But it's the U.S. Code, and Weiss Paris is the website for that, weissparis.com. If you work for the government now, you do have to pay. That's part of the deal. You get money out of the kitty, you got to pay money back into the kitty. But as for the rest of it, the fruit of the labor belongs to the man. And this is my point. When you're talking about the drug laws, God made marijuana, hemp. Your body is full of cannabinoid receptors, CB1 and CB2. That plant you've got Health and Human Services has 2 patents, one for neuroprotectant and one for, can't remember the other one, but they hold 2 patents on cannabis. So what they're doing is they're depriving you of those things that are effective because they're saying, we're your daddy, we're going to tell you what to do, and we decided you don't need this. As far as alcohol, Jesus made the best wine at the party. So it's a matter of you're not supposed to get up in drunkenness. But
did you want to
got more in stereo now? I hear the echo coming in.
Yeah, did you want to hold over to the break?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, we'll be right back.
By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I have an important message. Right now, the highest levels of government are struggling against an inevitable crisis, but they're about to lose control. When this happens, it will rip our country apart in ways you never imagined, from where we shop to the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. A few years ago, I warned that the housing prices would collapse. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash, and they did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all. I've posted a free video at $downfall.com. Maybe you'll disagree with my conclusions, but first you need to watch this video and see the facts for yourself. You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
The following is an important holiday inventory announcement from IDStronghold.com.
As many of you have come to know, IDStronghold.com is the #1 name in quality RFID blocking wallets that actually do as they say and prevent electronic pickpocketing of the new RFID chips found in credit cards, room keys, subway passes, and more. Last year, due to the extreme popularity of giving ID Stronghold wallets and clutches as unique gifts at Christmas time, we ran out of our most popular styles and colors early. The good news is, we now have our holiday inventory ready for same-day shipping. We have added many more designs of beautiful leather wallets and clutches, all with state-of-the-art built-in electronic pickpocket shielding from the most respected name in RFID protection, IDStronghold.com. Don't wait and limit your choices of these great gifts. We are expecting another sellout season. These wallets aren't available in stores, so visit IDStronghold.com today. That's IDStronghold.com.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor period, with packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI-armor.com. Come and take it.
Is John Regan at the controls today? You know, we've gone down a lot of rabbit holes today. I'll just, you were talking about the wine there. We are so divorced from God's ways that we don't even know how a lot of things work anymore. And I lived in Germany for 3 years, so they have a good wine industry there, and you at least get to observe a few things. So when you look in the New Testament there, where they talk about wine at Passover time, that is not grape juice, because in the spring it's not the time to harvest grapes. And the way that we food preservation used to be done, a lot of it was through fermentation, which preserved the food. And there wasn't pasteurization back then or anything like that. So to preserve the grape juice, since you couldn't really preserve the grapes, you fermented it. Now, it is a sin to get drunk, but it's not a sin to drink wine. And when you've got these dark grapes, whether it's the red or the purple, there's some wonderful polyphenols in there that your body can use. And that fermentation lets you have access to that year-round. Lauren, please continue.
I have to agree with you there. And there's a book called Cancer, The Cure in Food, I think by Colonel Hart is his name. And he talks about oxalic acid. Wine, cheap red wine, Paisano red. If you had cancer, if you had, mycoplasma, a lot of these diseases that are self-infections that are killing people, oxalic acid is the portion in your body that basically goes after and kills those things, gets them out of your system. So you could drink cheap red wine. and you increase your ability to fight cancer. And that's what I mean. There's all kind of things that are natural in the food, the way that God made us, the machine, and his food for the machine. You don't put sugar in the gas tank. You don't put GMO and poison food and poison water. They fluoridate the water because they want to help us. They put the, chlorine in the water because they want to help us. No, they don't. And that's the thing. If we understand that they don't want to help us, they want to destroy us, and they want to make money on us the whole way to the destruction, then we can start to fight. But we do have to recognize these people are not your friends. They're making a living off of you. And I'm not saying everybody is corrupt. I'm just saying, who's the bigger fool, the fool or the fool that follows them? And it wouldn't work if we wouldn't follow along and do it. That when Mike talked earlier about the prison and how dangerous it was for even one prisoner to not obey something that they were told, because there's 4,000 of them and 100 guards. Do the math. You can't, in the end, control people that are unwilling to be controlled. So they control our mind with the music, with the media, the magic, the illusion. I call it verisimilitude. It's the appearance of truth. And it's like, anyway, I did find this patent. I do want to read it just so people can look it up themselves and start realizing that we should have hemp in this country. If you ate hemp hulls, the fiber in it, the minerals in it, it cleans the soil. It's air, food, water is cleaned with hemp. It's you can do everything. Food, clothing, shelter, fuel. 1933, I believe, cover of Time magazine. There's a car made completely of flax, hemp, and linen. Henry Ford. And the cars ran on hemp oil. And you can do paper with hemp. 20 times less bleach used to do paper with hemp. And it's a renewable crop. You can do 2 or 3 crops a year instead of whacking down all those trees like Hearst, who was competing with hemp. Remember, they had a meeting in the late 1890s, and it was, Hearst and Vanderbilt and, all the big industrialists, and they needed to get rid of hemp because hemp makes stronger rope for sea use, for ocean use, than the nylon that rots, the plastics that rot, the cotton. The hemp is stronger. It gets stronger with exposure to seawater. You got jeans that last 100 years. I mean, unless you get too fat, those clothes are going to keep on working. They get softer, and they're water resistant. They dry quickly, and they are good harmoniously for the body. Remember that the fibers of plants also give off frequency. You are a frequency creature. So when you wear flax or hemp or linen or, the natural fabric, silk and cotton, and what have they replaced it with? Plastic, polyester, things that don't breathe. Your lymphatics get clogged up. Your frequencies are off. And that's what I'm saying. He gave us everything we need, but we have lost our love of truth. We've left our first love. When a child's growing, first thing he wants is the truth.
Did you want to hold over the break again?
Yeah, do you mind? I forgot to read the patent.
Sure. And plastics also disrupt our endocrine system.
Absolutely.
We'll be back after the bottom of the hour break.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today. If you or someone you care about loves outdoor adventure, then check out slingbow.com for some unique holiday gift ideas. That's slingbow.com, where we have some innovative new products for the archer, hunter, or bow fishing enthusiast in your family. Now through January, use the promo code HOLIDAY to get free shipping in the US or Canada. And from all of us at Slingbow Industries, have a safe, joyous, and peaceful holiday season.
As your body ages, there is a 10% decline in your ability to repair each passing decade after the age 28. By age 40, your ability to repair from demanding manual labor, exercise, or a stressful desk job has declined by 12%. By using One World Whey, you supercharge your body's ability to repair and eliminate inflammation. Our unique frequency-encoded whey protein, coupled with our high-quality whey, improves your cell's ability to make protein, which is to say, repair itself.
My name is Jonathan Wright, and I'm 40 years old. I recently went from a desk job to a manual labor job. Normally, I'm worn out. With energy-enhanced One World Whey, I now recover so quickly that I can perform perform very hard work all day long. I use Energy Enhanced One World Way for breakfast and lunch, and I experience less hunger throughout the day. I have a 30% increase in energy, and I just feel better. I plan to make Energy Enhanced One World Way a permanent part of my lifestyle.
Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldway.com. That's oneworld, WHEY.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Ossick with Famous Footwear. Did you know that premature birth is the #1 killer of babies? That's why we support the March of Dimes in the fight against premature birth. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment programs, and outreach to help moms have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Learn how you can help save babies' lives at marchofdimes.org.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MyTV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MyTV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX or my website, danpilla.com.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Sitting in for Vincent. We expect him back on Thursday. I do want to take a moment just to say thanks to Genesis, and I really am thankful for Genesis Communications Network. There's not a whole lot of places that you'd be able to hear a discussion like this. I talked about Dr. Brower's interview on Hagman, and he was talking about a nationally syndicated show that he was on through Clear Channel. And on this show, you're not allowed to say Jesus, but the guest before him was a witch. So, yeah, that's the state our country's in. So thank you, Genesis. Lauren?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to thank Genesis too, because most of what I've learned listening to shortwave radio, to shows like yours over the years. And you're right. You have to say Jesus. Jesus is Lord, and the Constitution is the law of the land. And all the subterfuge and usurpation by means of fraud does not diminish the truth. And people like the witches that were on in front of, your show, why is the only one they hate Jesus? You could have Muslims, you could have Buddhists, you could have, pick whatever it is that know Jesus. How come? Because Jesus is the truth. And it's not even hard to understand when you really look at it. What happened? God sent his son to take our sin so that we could have life and that more abundantly. He is the way, the life, and the truth. And without him, that strong delusion that comes on sticks. And that's that verisimilitude, that appearance of truth, that thinking you're in the right spot, you're doing the right thing, and having no understanding that you're completely upside down. And so for people who've never read the Word of God, like I said, pain's what brought me to my knees. And you'll get there one way or the other. But if you want to just take a look, start with John, the book of John. It's easy to understand. It'll touch your heart. If you seek him, knock and the door will be open. He will come and release you. And like I said, who the Son sets free is free indeed. Where the Spirit of Christ is, there is liberty. That is what made this land what it was. It wasn't that we were a melting pot. It wasn't that it was because we respected the truth. But with regard to the patent, here's the name of that patent, and it's the Health and Human Services holds this patent on cannabis. Cannabis as antioxidants and neuroprotectants. And the thing is, I used to work for a drug company. I was a drug rep, and my sister company, Roxanne Labs, had Marinol, which is an artificial marijuana that was just crazy prices. I mean, you could buy a whole bunch of regular smoking marijuana for the price that you were paying for one pill, kind of thing. And why are they doing that? Because they're copying what works, what God made and what works. I sold an antiarrhythmic agent against a drug called iodine. It was iodine with a little Jimmy on it. They changed it a little bit, and it's poison as all get out. I mean, I sold against that drug, and I'd say, hey, you take that one, it'll kill you. It'll turn you blue. Okay? And so what did you need, though? You need some iodine. Just some iodine. Feed your thyroid. Iodine is selenium. Feed your heart, magnesium. There go your heart attacks. There goes everything starts working right when you get the nutrients you need. But the doctors are brainwashed, and I was a drug rep for 10 years. We were brainwashed. I wasn't intending to hurt anyone. That's why I'm saying most of the wickedness that's happening in the world is not because people intend to be evil. It's because we are attempting to do good, we're told lies, and then we pass the lies that we learned on. So what you get is destruction. It doesn't matter if you're sincere, if you are sincerely wrong. And I was sincerely wrong. And so what I had to do was alter my course. Hit my knees, admit that God was God, he was right, and whether I liked it or not, he was the one that had the right to control me. The one that creates is the one that has the right to control. And he gave me free will to choose him or not. And my life was so miserable without him that I chose him and am blessed. That doesn't mean everything's easy. That doesn't mean you have everything you want or you need but it's just a joy to be alive, to walk in his way and to serve him every day. And it's a totally different existence than this chasing after money and do I have all the bling that everybody has and watching these just all this destruction as I look at what's going on with the Sandy Hook and the Aurora and all the things you were talking about. I look at it and my children look at it, they say exactly what it is right when it happens. Oh, look, they're doing it again. We're not happy about it, but it doesn't rock our world and put us in an emotional depression like the JFK shooting the gentleman was talking about. I think so, that was somebody talking about JFK. I don't know. I listen to a lot of Genesis radio, so I'm not sure. But he was saying that it was really depressing for him. And it was depressing for a lot of people. And that's what it was intended to be. It's to get you to not want to fight anymore, just to crawl in a hole. When you find Christ, you come out of that hole. You come out into the light. You're ready to put hand to plow and do what he said. Spread the gospel. Spread the good news of what awaits us if we'll just walk in his way. It's us against them. The people in the middle, they're pretty much, they're lost. They'll go whichever way they think is winning. But the 5% at either end, the witches and the Christians, we're the battlers. We're the ones at war. And we win every time we put them to the task because the truth is the truth and they can't supersede the truth. They can't exceed what is. Truth just is. It's not truth and justice, it's truth just is. So, but anyway, with regard to, and website for people who want to do some research on hemp. If you're a Christian and you think, marijuana's bad, cannabisinternational.org. And don't think anything that God put on the planet is bad. People chew coca leaves in South America. There's nothing wrong with cocaine and heroin were legal in this country until late 30s after they decriminalized, took alcohol prohibition away. Then they said, okay, let's make these criminal. Everybody wasn't doing that. You could put all the free heroin out on the table for me. You want it. I'm not going to use heroin. Knock your teeth out. It's crazy. But the whole point is you're supposed to have free will to do what you will. And if you remember, how did the Bushes take over China? Yeah, that was the Opium Wars. How did they take over America? What funded the Skull and Bones? Oh yeah, the opium monopolies. So we just have to stop trying to judge each other and worry about what your neighbor's doing. Worry about what you're doing. What are you doing every day? Are you taking care of your business? Are you educating your children? Are you preparing clean food? And the thing you were saying about the cities, God told us not to live in cities. We're not supposed to be living all piled up on top of each other, drinking each other's sewage water. That's not how it's supposed to be. He told Abraham and Lot, spread out. When there were too many of them in one place, their men started fighting amongst each other. There's a lot of land. Move. This is a big planet. So we've become accustomed to having what we want. I want to be in a city with a store right down the street, so I only have to take 10 steps. Well, the whole point is your body is made to work and to walk and to move. No, we get in a car and we turn on the lights and stay up all night instead of going to sleep. Body's circadian rhythm, you're supposed to be asleep 10 to 2. That's the repair cycle of the body. And, go to sleep at night, get up in the morning. But now with the artificial light, we change what we do. And so we're just going to have to think about what we are as beings and what our job is. Our job is to uplift that which is good and constructive. It's to live the way that the machine was built to live. And if we choose not to do that, that's fine. But understand that there are consequences to that. And the way it is now, we don't want the consequences. We don't recognize them.
Lauren?
I'm sorry.
This is Mike here. I was taught how to read at an early age by my grandmother, and she taught me how to read the Bible. And she said, if you want to know who God is and who Christ is, just start here and read, and every time it says God said or Christ said, just underline it. And then when you're finished, go back and read all the God says and all the Christ says, and you'll know what God said and what Christ said. And of course, in 1 Samuel, when the Hebrews wanted to be like other nations, they wanted to be fashionable, they wanted to be trendy, they wanted a king. Well, God said, look here, I'm your leader, I'm your king, your people set apart, follow me. And when they still wanted a king, he gave them the consequences, I believe it's verses 11 through 17. They'll make your men fight the wars and run before the chariots, your women be slaves and confectionaries and bakers and so on. And in the end, they still wanted a king. He said, fine, have Saul. Well, that proves two things. Number one, God ordains God. Follow him. He's your creator. But God gives you the free will to screw yourself if you really want to.
Amen.
And, of course, he gives you the consequences. So people have a choice. They just have to decide what they're going to choose. And, of course, in this country, when the pilgrims, the people escaping persecution because of their religion, what did they do? They come to this country, and when they find other people not practicing the same faith as them, what did they want to do? They wanted to enslave them, and then they stole their land. So, the reality is that if you don't know what Christ said, you're going to do things in the name of Christ that have nothing to do with Christ.
Amen.
So,
amen. I have to agree with you. We best protect each other when we each respect the truth that all men were created by God.
But Ben Franklin, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson learned growing up as British subjects that they were slaves to a dude across the water, but because they hung out with Native Americans who didn't have a king, who were never slaves, they learned that, hey, we can live by ourselves and together. We can, as long as what the Native American philosophy was then is the libertarian philosophy today, which is you do whatever you want to do. As long as you're not hurting me, I'm going to leave you alone. Now, whatever I'm going to do, and if I'm not hurting you, leave me alone. Now, together, we can do things that help our community and our families and ourselves. And as long as we're not hurting anybody, everybody can leave us alone. And this is how we can all play nicely and get along without having to kill each other. But yet, you've got people that pose as ministers of faith going around this country telling you that you cannot live with these people. These people are here to kill you. Well, that's Satan's lie. They're there to get you to go and kill your neighbor who has done nothing to you. That's what people need to wake up from is this lie. They package it with the term Christianity when in fact it's a corporate organization who's funded by the government in many cases, who's on the dole in order. That's why these people are never bothered. The government never bothers them because they're leading people down a down a trail that they're the Judas goats. They want you to become subjects of the government. It's always a Romans 13, but you know what? Caesar's dead. Rome fell. We fought a revolutionary war. We won, and of course, now it's been slowly taken from us, but we have to take it back. It's just a matter of taking responsibility for yourself, learning out whose you are, and taking responsibility for that you are responsible for, which is your family, yourself, and then those people around you. And other than that, leave everyone alone.
Amen.
We're getting ready to go into break. When we come back, we'll have about 5 minutes to wrap up. We'll see you then.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I have an important message. Right now, the highest levels of government are struggling against an inevitable crisis, but they're about to lose control. When this happens, it will rip our country apart in ways you never imagined, from where we shop to the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. A few years ago, I warned that the housing prices would collapse. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash, and they did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all. I've posted a free video at $downfall.com. Maybe you'll disagree with my conclusions, but first you need to watch this video and see the facts for yourself. You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
We've had an amazing year here at Supernatural Silver. We've truly enjoyed the fantastic response from thousands of people as they've tried our extraordinary product, and we're thrilled at the life-changing results people have. Our company email is continually full of happy, satisfied customers who thank us for the help they've received from Supernatural Silver. This holiday season, as you think of gifts to give your loved ones, consider giving Supernatural Silver, a gift that can help provide good health and wellness, a gift that can change lives and make a real difference. In a world where we are constantly exposed to dangerous health threats, give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance. Give Supernatural Silver. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HOLIDAY2015 for 20% off. And this holiday season, we wish you and yours the blessings of peace and good health from all of us here at supernaturalsilver.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pileski of the Pileski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
This is John Regan in the pilot seat today. Before we run out of time, I do want to point out the first link I had in my post for today, and it's about Dr. Hovind. And within that article, it also gives a link where you can listen to an interview he did. Basically, in his ministry, he would they'd go to the bank every, let's say roughly 10 days or so and take out $9,500 because they wanted to keep it under $10,000. And they did that for, a number of years, just, in order to run the ministry, you need money to buy things. And then they switched over to debit cards, which they didn't have to go out and withdraw the money like they had been doing. And about 3 years after that, he gets swatted, and they end up sending him to jail for taking his own money out of the ministry account for ministerial purposes. That's the IRS and the prison industrial complex. But one of the interesting things I've learned from listening to his interview is that prison is not a biblical punishment. And I believe that's something that you need to listen to and go back and read the Bible and learn the way God meant us to do things. So, Lauren, if you would take about a minute to wrap up your thoughts.
Okay, and I'll just go with what you're talking about with Kent Hovind. I believe he wrote a book also on the prison industrial complex. You might want to look into that, maybe have him on your show for an interview. The other thing is I want to encourage people go to Weiss Paris, WEISS Paris.com, and to Google 26 USC 6013 G4A to terminate your election for the IRS to take your money. If they didn't have your money to do what they're doing to you, they wouldn't be able to do it. The other thing is withdraw your children from the schools. This isn't taking your ball and going home. This is doing your job. God said to keep your children with you morning, noon, and night, teaching them the Word of God and walking with them in the way. If they're not with you from 8 to 5 or 6 every day, you aren't raising them. They're not your children. And the last thing is, if you look at Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution, the United States shall guarantee each state of the Union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and domestic violence. Okay, I summarized that. We need to hold these people to account. Obama with his, and I know they have a congressional, Clinton signed it in 93, yeah, we can bring in as many refugees as we want. Baloney. It's all done with fraud and deception. Fraud negates consent. We need to go back, change these things, and start arresting these people, try them for treason, and get them, the constitutional punishment for their action, instead of just going along with it and just feeling like we can't do anything. We can do something.
Now, Lauren, thanks for the call. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. This is a laugh.
Okay, Mike, you got about a minute or maybe two to wrap up.
Well, John, I want to thank you for letting me share this time. I'd like to encourage everybody to pray for Vincent and his family and to seek guidance from your Creator. Pick up the book instead of sitting on it or sitting beside it. Take the time to find out what God said, what Christ said. Look at the facts. The reality is that throughout history, people have been falsely accusing their neighbor of crimes that they're committing. I mean, remember the Tea Party, they dressed up like Indians. In the Declaration of Independence, they referenced the savages. These were their neighbors that not only welcomed them, but protected them and kept them alive in the worst of times. So this is how they repay their kindness. Greedy people have been around for a long time. Stop following the greedy people. Take responsibility for yourself and be willing to stand up for the truth, regardless of the packaging, because at the end of the day, you either stand for the truth or you stand for the lie. And we know who the author of the lie is, and that's not the one you want to end up with. John?
Well, Mike, I want to thank you for helping out the last couple of days while Vincent's taking care of things. And and we're at the end of the show. Remember, class, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you.
By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.